You know what? I get this question asked a whole lot, even as a 2021 GOP Republican primary contender, which is first declared in Virginia for governor of Virginia. And I get this question asked a lot. It's like, why do you hang out with this person? Or why do you think I'm racist? Or are you racist? Or whatever it may be. And a lot of time frames, I be telling people straight up, I don't have to explain who I hang out with, who I know, or my peers, or my associates. See, some people are waiting for you to have that gotcha moment. You know what I'm saying? They'll say, well, what makes you think you're not racist? The person asking the question is probably the most racist person you could ever meet, because they have to ask the question. They are so focused on hearing your answer, and they're not trying to hear a good answer. They're trying to hear something to be confrontational with you about. See, most people, I'm going to say, this is my advice, what most people should do. When asked the question where they're trying to get your opinion about why you hang out with somebody, or your opinion about other races or your own, cut them off and just say at that point, I don't need to answer that question, because I hang out and get to know who I want to get to know. And I respect and hang out with those who are around me. So it's maybe your problem or your need to ask that question, because you're trying to start something that you know good and well is only trying to benefit your ego and your confrontational behavior. You don't need to ask anybody who you haven't questioned before, or even if you have questioned it, a need to say, are you racist? I think the ammo comes into those who are asking that question, because they are more than likely racist, by hearing everything that you have to say once that question starts being answered. So the best thing to do is just cut them off and say, I hang out and get to know who I want to. There's people I like, and there's people I don't like as individuals, and their characters actually tell you or tell me or anybody else why I should or should not hang out with them. They have to explain who they are. I know who I am. So when people will say, why are you hanging out with this person? Why are you with this person? Because I fucks with that person. That's my friend. That's who I deal with. I know them. I know them longer than you. But at this time period, I feel no need to answer that question, because I don't have a need to address other people's egos or other people's motivations for an answer that is only going to come back and be spin to make them feel like they have made you into somebody that you know you're not. So my best recommendation for people who are going through that type of question, or been hearing it a lot, because you ain't the only one, I hear it a whole lot too. When people are trying to ask me how I feel about race relations, or how I feel about this person, that person, and vice versa. This person, that group, or whoever, they can answer their own questions. It's not my job to answer for somebody else. And when you answer for yourself, I would say that's a question that you need to ask yourself, since you need to ask it. And two, I hang out with whoever I want to. And if you got a problem with that, then that's on you, because that's your cross, or that's your burden to bear. But God hasn't brought that on me, so why would I let you, the devil, in my life? So that's my way of answering whether you feel a need to start answering questions about, are you a racist? There's no point to answer that question, because if somebody has to ask you, that means they have no reason to ask you. But they do have motivation to try to get you off your game. So just remember that. Not everybody that's around you or who's questioning you should have the opportunity to even get an answer. So that's how I deal with race relations. Peace.